Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at exponential equation. So I have a problem here to solve. The question says solve 0.8 raised to the power of x minus 1.25 raised to the power of x plus 1 is equals to 0.25. Here we can see that the question is having decimal numbers. So to simplify this first, we need to convert the decimal numbers to fraction. So here, if I convert 0.8 to fraction, I'm going to have 8 over 10 raised to the power of x minus 1.25 in fraction is 125 over 100 raised to the power of x plus 1 is equal to 0.25 is 25 over 100. So we're going to simplify now. So to simplify this, if I reduce this to the lowest term, I'm going to have 2 here. I have 4 over 5 raised to the power of x minus, now I can see 25 in 100, we have 4. So 25 to 25, 1. So I have 1 over 1 over 4, which is the same thing as what? 5 over 4 raised to the power of x plus 1 is equal to 1 over 4. So I have 4 over 5 raised to the power of x minus, now by the law of indices, I will now have 5 over 4 raised to the power of x. By law of indices, when the power has an addition, then you what? You multiply. So we'll have times what? 5 over what? 4 raised to the power of 1 equal to 1 over 4. So at this point, let's make p to be equal to what? 4 over 5 to simplify this fraction. So if p is equal to 4 over 5 raised to the power of x, then 5 over 4 raised by x, which is the inverse of 4 over 5 raised by x, will now be 1 over what? Over p. So if p is equal to 4 over 5 raised by x, then the inverse of 4 over 5 raised by x, which is 5 over 4 raised by x, will be equal to what? 1 over what? P. So at this point, we'll now say, we'll substitute p to be what? 4 over 5 raised by x. So here we have p minus 1 over p times 5 over 4 is equal to 1 over 4. So at this point, we see p minus, if you multiply 1 over p times 5 over 4, we have 5 over 4p is equal to 1 over 4. Now you can simplify this by clearing the what? The fraction. So to clear the LCM of 4p and 4 is 4p. So you multiply all through by what? 4p. So if I multiply all through by 4p, I'm going to have 4p squared minus 5 is equal to what? P. So collecting like terms now to make this equation to become 0, to be equal to 0 rather, we have 4p squared minus p minus 5 is equal to what? 0. So at this point, you now have a quadratic what? Equation. So we can factorize this. So if you factorize this, we multiply the coefficient of p squared to the last term, which is the constant term, which is 20. So 4 times 5 is 20. So here we now have two numbers such that when I multiply it, I'm going to get minus 20. Then when I add those two numbers or factors, I'm going to have minus 1. Therefore, and the two numbers are minus 5 and what? And 4, because minus 5 times 4 will give you minus 20, and minus 5 plus 4 will give you minus 1. So at this point, we split the two factors in the middle term of the what? The quadratic equation. So we have 4p squared minus 5. Then you multiply each of the two factors by p. So 5p plus 4p minus 5 is equal to what? 0. So at this point, we factorize. So if we factorize, what's common here? We have 4, we have p to be common. So we have p into 4p minus what? 5 plus what is common here? Only 1. So we have 1 into what? 4p minus 5 equal to what? 0. So at this point now, we write out the factors, which is p plus 1, the factors after outside the brackets. Then we now have the factors inside the bracket. We have 4p minus 5, which is equal to 0. Therefore, p plus 1 is equal to 0, or 4p minus 5 is equal to 0. Therefore, p is equal to minus 1, or 4p is equal to 5. Therefore, p will now be what? 5 over what? Over 4. But we said from the beginning that our p is equal to what? Our p is equal to 4 over 5x. Now, if p is equal to 4 over 5x, then since p is equal to 4 over what? 5 raised to the power of x, then our p now will be 5 over 4 is equal to 4 over what? Over 5 raised to the power of what? Of x. So at this point, raised to the power of x. So at this point, if we simplify, 5 over, to make this, the base to be the same, we can make 5 over 4 the inverse of 4 over 5, which is 4 over 5 raised to the power of minus 1 is equal to 4 over 5 raised to the power of x. Therefore, if this cancel this, therefore x is equals to what? Minus 1. Now, we're having two answers when we factorize this particular equation. That is, p is equal to minus 1, or p is equal to 5 over 4. And we use p is equal to 5 over 4 here, and we got our x to be what? Minus 1. Now, if you use p, if p is equals to 1, then we now have minus 1 is equals to 4 over 5 raised to power of x. Now, minus p is equals to 4 over 5 raised to power x has no what? Has no root. Why? Because 4 over 5 raised to power x must be greater than what? 0 for any what? For any value of x. Therefore, we conclude that our x is equals to what? Minus 1. So if you find this video interesting, please follow or subscribe to my channel by hitting the button below.